Are you tired of putting so much money into this game and getting absolutely nothing you wanted? Head on over to MrMutCoin.com and use code GS for 15% off all your purchases, which include player training coins and more. Link is in the description. What's going on, guys? GS here. Welcome back to another Madden 20 video. As you guys can see, today we're going to go ahead and get you guys some Jamal Adams gameplay. He was officially released today, 92 overall powered up. You can take a look at his abilities. We went with Secure Tackler, Unfakeable, and Enforcer. And I feel like this right here should be a priority on everyone's team. If you guys have Patrick Tillman, then you already know what the Enforcer at the safety position can provide for you. And now you're able to get two of them, which is just an absolute game changer in my opinion, since a lot of people like to run the ball. Being able to have your Enforcer all the way in the back, just creeping down, being able to just lay the wood for you is just such a very big contribution to try and stopping the run. And I was definitely excited once we knew that he was going to be out, and today is his day where he's officially out, so we went ahead and grabbed him. He is a 93 overall in the lineup. Now we will be putting him manually at free safety, so I can have him and Patrick Tillman both on the field at the same time. For the video, we're actually going to have 3 Enforcers, but all maxed out with Brawler. You take a look, he has 90 speed, 96 play rec, 92 pursuit, 91 zone, 92 man coverage with a hit power of 96. So he actually meets both thresholds for man and zone. So if you want to cross man him, if you want to put him in a zone, he's going to be able to do very well, on top of being able to hit extremely hard. So I really feel like, you know, if you have lockdown maxed out and if you can get both his coverages over the thresholds, then he should be out on the field at all times. As you guys can see, active for this gameplay, we're going to have Jamal Adams, Patrick Willis, and Pat Tillman. So that right there is going to provide us with not 1, not 2, but 3 Enforcers on the field, where we can hopefully, you know, create some havoc with some hard hits, forcing some fumbles, creating some incomplete passes. So our very first game, as you guys can see, we actually match up against someone whose overall, I mean, you can take a look, he has 61 overall players. So yeah, it definitely was a severe mismatch, which is weird because this was played at like 2:30 p.m. and I wouldn't think I would match up against someone like that at that time. You know, maybe early in the morning when there's not too many people playing, but you know, yeah. So he ends up just quitting, and then we're just gonna jump right into the next game where we actually match up against an opponent that we've played before, and we actually have that video on the channel. And took me a while to remember what he was doing, but I just remember playing him. And that win where our opponent quit actually was our 7th win of the season, and that right there got us a perfect season, which jumped us straight into the division game. So you see, we matched up against Unfair 5, and again, we played him not too long ago. And now I remember once, you know, he was the guy that would come out in trips tight end, do a motion, he'll have 2 posts, and what I did to stop that is I had to put Champ Bailey at my safety so I could cross man, stop the outside post, and I would manually watch the other one, and we were able to shut him down when we did that adjustment. Took me a while to remember what he was doing, and because he's coming out in trips tight end just running the ball, and I'm in my dime defense, and this is not a very good defense to stop the run. I have very big trouble stopping and running this formation. Right here, he decides to go with a read option, but Patrick Tillman is there. He just decides to slide down. 3rd and 8, goes for a pass, and right here, I still don't remember what he was doing. He hits me with a post right there to the right side, so, you know, good play by him. And right here, 1st and 10, he's going to go on ahead and do another motion. And right here, I start to remember, okay, he motions, but I still didn't remember what he was doing here. He put the motion on a drag, has a deep post, but thankfully we get a shed right there by Lawrence Taylor, and we get a sack. Right here, he runs on 2nd and 25, and right there is Jamal Adams laying the boom. Forces the fumble, ball pops up in the air, and we do recover. So just like that, my man Jamal Adams in his first possession ends up forcing a fumble. I mean, 96 hit power. If he's able to put that hit on you with Enforcer, he is going to create a lot of fumbles, and I'm really excited about that. 3rd and 6 right here. just try to sneak a run in, see if maybe I can, catch him with the pass commit. Didn't work out. 4th and 6, we go for a pass right here, and not the best read by me. Everything was just locked up. I chucked it up, hope for the best, and unfortunately, we throw an interception. Actually, that's more fortunate, right? Because he would have had great position if he didn't. But he runs out of bounds at the 3. Right here, I make a mistake, come out of my man defense, my run stopper defense, and I had Calvin Johnson instead of Jamal Adams. So that right there was a little problem. Right here, he goes to a post, and that right there is just completely smothered and incomplete pass right there. 2nd and 10 goes to the run again, and we are there to stop it after a gain of 8. 3rd down right here coming up, and he goes to the run, and we stop him behind the line of scrimmage. So big 4th down right here. He's going to go for it. Now here is where I remembered, because I'm looking, and he has 2 posts, one on the right, one on the left, and I see both of them crossing. It's like, okay, now I'll remember what he likes to do with the double post. So after that, it's like, okay, next time defensively, I'm going to make my adjustments. I'm going to put Champ Bailey at safety. It sucks because that's going to get rid of Tillman, but I need to do that in order to cross man his post from left to right, and I'll manually watch the one going from right to left. Right here, we were going to concede the drive. We were just going to take our 3, run the ball, and settle for a field goal, but we actually get a touchdown. Blocks held up fantastically. I really don't think he was eyeing in on the run right there, and we get great blocks and we end up scoring. So that right there was very good. So right here, I got my cross man. You see I got Bailey on the post, a little behind. He doesn't have the man up, which he's not going to have the best man coverage as he normally would, but still all good. And we're trying to make defensive adjustments, and we get that your connection is currently experiencing network issues, and we end up actually lagging out, which sucks because we were in our playoffs. He was in his Super Bowl, and we just end up losing connection, and we end up losing, and we lost in our playoffs, which sucked, but can't do anything about it. So we take our playoff win, 1 reward, but really feel like that wasn't enough of Jamal Adams to really see. So we're just going to go on ahead and get ourselves into another game to see if we can get some more Jamal Adams gameplay. Now, because there is a limited Aaron Donald out in packs, I, like a moron, decided to go for the touchdown pack, and it didn't work out. I got like an 84 Austin Hooper, which probably doesn't go for too much, and I passed on 65K for like a 25K card. Shouldn't have done it, and it'd be like that sometimes. But we're gonna jump right into the next game, and we matched up against my man Pants again, the guy with the 61 overall team. And right after the kickoff, he's just gonna go on ahead and quit, and that's gonna get us into another game. And this is why the video is so lengthy. We got 16 minutes because the next game actually is a full game. We match up against our opponent in his playoffs, and which always seems to happen, right? Like, I match up against so many people in their playoffs. I really don't understand why. I just feel like they try their best to have me match up against someone in their playoffs. I really wish it wasn't like that, but we got our daily mission for the 2 wins and purchasing a pack, so we got 20K out of our daily quick sell, which is good. So again, we match up against Mr. Smart Guy 2, and he is in his playoffs, and we have to go on ahead and hopefully get some Jamal Adams clips here for you guys. So we're going to go on ahead and start off on defense, which is good because that's where we want to start. Put Jamal Adams out on the field immediately and see what it is he can do. And again, I really feel like he's just a must-have. If you have Tillman, play both of them at the same time. I don't care who your free safety is. I have Brian Dawkins, I have Calvin Johnson, and none of them will be on the field over Jamal Adams. There's just no way. Now, my opponent comes out in a single back 3 wide receiver set. Now, that right there can be very tricky to try and stop because I want to try and have run defense, and I also got to be able to stop the pass because he can, definitely pass out of it. So right here, I'm looking for anything underneath. I spot the zig route to the right side. I crash down on it immediately, and there is Jamal Adams with a beautiful swan-like majestic precision right there, backwards diving interception for my very first Jamal Adams interception. So one thing I will give credit with to my opponent is that he was very, very good with his ability to use their Patrick Tillman. Pat Tillman is a run-stopping machine all on his own. Like, he is someone you really don't want to mess with. You don't want to try and juke. You don't want to try and stiff arm. Spinning is about the most effective thing I've seen you can do if he's at an angle. but it's very difficult getting by him. And my opponent was just very, very good at putting him in position, clicking off, and just making it very difficult to try and run the ball. I mean, Tillman was just everywhere, and again, you don't want no smoke with that guy. You see him, you get down in a hurry. You definitely don't want anything to do with Patrick Tillman. So right here, we're going to go on ahead and settle for the run. And we had all intentions to just settling for 3, and that's exactly what it is we do. So we get held to a field goal. Not the best result, but does give us the lead, puts us back on defense, and that's what this gameplay is all about, this Jamal Adams and his enforcer. So, but it's getting more and more difficult to try and run certain defense because Jamal Adams is going to be so good. Patrick Tillman is, and it's so tough to try and want to run my man defense when I got so many good playmaking abilities out there that can really do good against people, against the run game. And, running is what a lot of people do. And I'm one of them, can't lie. So right there, he hits us with a big 3rd down in route. Good play by him. Gets him the 1st down. And, again, I'm trying the dime defense against the run, and it's just not working out. It will do good against the pass, but against the run, it's just a no-go. So I got to come out in some type of run-stopping defense. He tries to take off right there with Mike Vick. We end up sending our spy in Julius Peppers, and he gets the sack. Big 3rd and 13 right here. He's going to go on ahead and get another sack. Well, we get a sack. He takes another sack, and we go on ahead and force a punt. So now let's see if we can move the ball. And again, he just does very, very, very good job of being able to put Tillman in position to stop the run, and I'm having trouble moving the ball on the ground. And on top of that, whenever I do decide to try and pass, it's going to be tough because he has 2 active defensive linemen. So they just shed, like right there, I had to step up in the pocket because he just shed immediately. As soon as I hiked it, I don't know who was on that right side, but he just came moving around right away. And there he is putting Pat Tillman in position. Every time I tried running left, right, up the middle, it just didn't matter. Right here, I got a motion block to try and give me more time, and it just doesn't matter. Like, it's so, I know a lot of people talk about how difficult it is to stop the pass. Stop the run. Very blind read by me. I just really threw it up and was hoping for the best. But there's a lot of people that will sit here and say that the run is very tough to stop, and it is. But have you guys tried passing against 2 active defensive linemen? It is almost impossible to get more than 2 to 3 seconds in the pocket because they come screaming around the edge immediately. I have to extra block. I have to double team. I have to try and do all these things to hope that I get some type of time in the pocket. It is so difficult trying to pass when they have Lawrence Taylor, Von Miller, Khalil Mack, or whoever it is they have on the outside, because I promise you, as soon as you hike the ball, they are there in your backfield almost right away. And I want to try my best not to pass against that. But again, he has Tillman. He runs all the way to the outside, clicks off, and again, he's just doing. He knows what to do with his Pat Tillman. He knows how to use him, and he's using him very correctly. Right here, 3rd and 4. Trying to pick up a 1st down. You see, we double teamed LT on the left side. Gave us, some time, but we have to do that every single time. And when I do that, I have to hope on the opposite side that it's not an instant shed, because he can easily just go on ahead and insta shed on the opposite side when he's on a one-on-one. So it's just, I just don't want to pass. I don't feel look at that. I hiked the ball. I got to step up in the pocket. I had I hurdled right there, thinking I was behind the line of scrimmage, trying to pass it to the corner route, and I force-fed it right there. Not the best read by me, and I'm just having all types of trouble moving the ball. So we're going to punt the ball. As much trouble as I'm having moving the ball, I feel like he's having the same issues. So we're going to trust our defense here to hopefully come up big. And right here, he does a nice little double spin right there to get himself a little bit of breathing room on 1st down. So 3rd and 2 right here. He hits another in-route slant, so we got to be careful on that. Those are the 2 main routes he had against me. Right there, we get a sack. Very next play, 2nd down, and just look at Howie Long coming through, getting us to safety, putting us up 5-0. And he actually finally makes a mistake on the ensuing drive. Instead of spreading his linebackers, which he was doing every single play, he actually pinched them. And because he pinched them, I was actually able to hit the outside. He clicks off of Tillman too soon, and I seen that Tillman had a bad angle. So instead of trying to hit the outside, I just cut right up the field, and I was able to go on ahead and get a touchdown because of the first time he was able to pinch his linebackers and not spread. Allowed me to hit the outside. Now, thankfully, Brown actually broke the tackle from Von Miller, and then I noticed that he had way too far of a pursuit to try and get me foul to cut straight up field. We did that, and it worked out for us, and we scored the much-needed touchdown that we needed. And now we are up 2 possessions, and now I feel like we're going to get him out of his comfort zone, which is 3 receivers. Look at that hit from Adams. His comfort zone, which is under center, 3 receivers, and now we can go ahead, send some pressure, because I know he's going to try his best to pass the ball. So on swing position right here. Right there, I kind of bumped into my own guy, and I tried to stiff arm him, but I didn't get the animation because I bumped into my offensive lineman, which meant once I passed him, I was stuck in the animation where I couldn't do anything, and Pat Tillman got a free hit on me, and Pat Tillman does what Pat Tillman does. That card is, again, easily the most dominant defensive card I've ever used in any Ultimate Team. I mean, he's just, I've never seen a card that I just don't want to run his way. I don't want to pass towards him. I don't want anything to do with him. Active Patrick Tillman is an absolute game changer. We get a big sack right there on 4th down. We got Brian Urlacher with his 2nd sack. Definitely happy we picked him up, man. He's got tremendous speed, and he's just able to run around the outside so fast. So right there, finally, Patrick Tillman is not in the vicinity, and we end up realizing that he has another forced fumble right there. We fast forward to the end of the game at the last play right there, and I tried stiff arming him on that one, and it didn't work out. I don't advise you trying to stiff arm Patrick Tillman, because I tried, and I regret it. So we do end up winning the game, though. Jamal Adams comes up with a forced fumble and a pick in his debut, and he's someone I will be keeping out on the field at all times. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's your boy Jess. We're going to go ahead and be signing up. Appreciate the support as always. Until next time, peace.